Stay tuned and let's take a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Morph Donatello and Leonardo. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply, show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the best turtle, and Leonardo. Now, I am very excited to have these figures in hand because as a kid, these were two of my favourite franchises growing up. And I know there has been crossovers before in the past, but let's pretend that one didn't happen because in 2019, Boom Studios and IDW put out a comic series, a small run that had the Power Rangers crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And within that story, the Turtles actually morphed into the Power Rangers. And just a few years later, we now have that represented in plastic via the Lightning Collection, which is beautiful. So of course I had to get them all. And I'm starting off by opening up, as I said, my favorite turtle, the best turtle, Donatello. And he is paired up with Leonardo, who I guess is all right as well. So what's crazy is that as a kid, Zach, the Black Ranger, was genuinely my favorite Ranger. And Donatello was also my favorite turtle. So the fact that those two have collided and I now have it in figure form is crazy. So I'm very happy with that. And as you can see in the box, they've actually included portraits to show you the turtles under the helmets. This is a brand new book that should scale beautiful with our Lightning Collection in that very nice Lightning Collection packaging as well, which I always think is smart. But now you've got the neon green. But yeah, bravo. Very much looking forward to opening these up. So Morph Donatello, Morph Leonardo on the front, Lightning Collection. Spin it around, you'll see Leonardo and Donatello on either side. And on the back, quite simply, just a little promo image, like a digital render. Not really any cross sale or any details, unfortunately, which I do think they're missing a trick on the Lightning Collection with no cross sale, because someone picking this up may not know the rest of the Turtles are Power Rangers as well. But never mind, we know, and I will be doing comparisons, all of that good stuff. But first, let's open them up. Taking a quick look at the plastic tray out of the packaging gives you a much better look at all of the accessories that comes packed in this 2-pack that you can't see in the box. So of course we've seen the portraits, but around the side here we get plenty of interchangeable hands, some weapon effects as well as their trademark weapons. So Leonardo comes with his 2 swords, of course, and then Donatello comes with 2 versions of the power axe as well, which one is obviously a nod to his bow staff, which is genius. So yeah, it comes with quite a bit of stuff, but let's get them out. So here we have everything out the tray, and this is the first time I've got my hands on these figures, so my first impressions are pretty high. These figures are completely pinless, double jointed knees and elbows. You've got butterfly articulation, lots of posing with the hands so you can hold their weapons properly. They have weapon storage, interchangeable heads so you can have the turtle heads on there. Honestly, these look like they have jumped out the comic page. They are beautiful, and the fact they're going to fit in scale with the Lightning Collection as well is just icing on top of the cake, because these are going to display really nice. So very happy with these, but I want to take a look at them one by one before we get in comparisons. So I have to start with the best turtle. Sorry mate. It's because of course Donatello. So starting up top, let's take a look at this Mastodon Helmet. Now you have to remember that the turtles obviously are proportioned a little bit differently. So the heads are a little bit wider and a little bit more squashed down, but you can still see the really nicely sculpted Mastodon elements on this helmet here. So you've got the faceplate on the front over the mouth, and then you get the sculpted Mastodon trunk on the front. And then if you spin it around to the side, you can see those chrome tusks as well as the yellow eyes. And talking about eyes, you can actually see the red glowing turtle eyes in the visor, which is accurate to the comics as well, so that's really nice. So really nicely sculpted detail all the way around this figure, and those colours do stand out against that sharp black. But it is quite glossy. You can see my white lights glowing on the helmet as well. But overall, I think that is really good. So of course, you do get options with the head. So if I bring in now for a side-by-side, you do get a very nice Donatello portrait to sort of give you options. So of course, it's Donatello. You've got the purple bandana. He's pulling a sort of weird expression, but I quite like it. It's quite quirky, and he's got those sculpted goggles on the head as well, because Donatello, he does machines, he's always working on a gadget or two, and the head itself looks a little bit toony, but again, it's quite accurate to what you see in the comic, so it should fit in nicely with the Lightning Collection. Maybe be a little bit jarring compared to some of the realistic portraits, but I think it will pose nicely. So now you have options. You can either go for your helmeted Rangers, or you can display the Turtles under those helmets. So yeah, I always like options. Okay, coming back to the body, this is obviously a brand new sculpt for the Lightning Collection. Obviously, it's a Turtle as a Ranger, and as I said at the start, you have pinless, double jointed elbows, pinless, double jointed knees, and then just aesthetically really pleasing all the way around with no pins at all, but no compromise when it comes to articulation either. Like, it does have a really nice range, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I just want to show you all the details on this figure. So on the back first, you actually get weapon storage here on this harness for his bow staff power axe, which is a very nice touch. You sort of have to pry it open, but it will fit in there very snug, and that's really nice. That's a nice crisp white against this sort of metallic-y gold, and it all stands out really good against the black as well. So you get the gold armbands here as well, which are sculpted on either side, as well as the shell with all these sculpted detail as well in the gold and glimmers under the light. So I like that. You get the diamond on the front, which is obviously a nod to the Power Ranger uniform. And then you even get the morpher here. I don't know how well it's going to come across on camera, but you can actually see the Mastodon logo in there sculpted on the power coin, which is a very nice touch to have those morphers on the turtle harnesses. So that's really good. We've got the diamonds, of course, on the wrists, and then down here on the boots as well. And then, yeah, just as I said, super aesthetically pleasing. It looks like it's jumped off the comic page. In regards to accessories, as you've already seen, he has his bow staff power axe with this extended sort of handle, so he can hold the axe, which makes for a very nice figure. And he comes with gripping hands straight out of the box, so he holds onto that really nice. But you do get an alternative normal power axe as well. And if you get all of the Rangers, you can actually combine the weapons just like the Power Rangers do. So let's get him holding that. I used to always love Zach's weapon, that it was an axe and a gun. So you can actually get him holding it with those butterfly joints really coming to use there. His fingers are very thick though, so it's really hard to get both of his fingers within the grip. You can make it work, but mine kept slipping out. And of course he can hold the sort of handle there as well. So again, you probably can pose him up a little bit better than me, but this will combine with all the other turtle weapons as well. So again, you'll have options when it comes to his axe, which I really like. So you pick your poison here with Donatello, but come on. Clearly the best turtle, right? So anyway, as I was saying, gripping hands here for the weapons. He also has a set of fisted hands, which should come as standard with all action figures for fighting poses and natural poses. And yeah, now we can punch some putties or some foot soldiers or foot soldier putties. He also comes with a set of open palm hands, which are a little bit more expressive. I'm sure you can use these to sort of help and balance the weapons or just more fighting poses. But yeah, a little bit more expressive here. So 3 completely different sets of hands, which is a nice touch. And then finally he comes with this very nice effect piece that attaches onto the power axe, and it's nice green, translucent sort of swirly effect, which just adds a little bit of flavour to the shelf, a little bit more dynamic there when he wants to sort of swing at some foot soldier putties, and that just literally plugs on to the end of the power axe, which is a nice sort of effect piece. Let me just detach it and look at the details there on that power axe. You can actually see the Mastodon coin as well, and it won't fit on the other axe because both axes are slightly different. As you can see, I don't know if it was going to focus for a side by side, but obviously the bow staff power axe is for the weapon effect, and this power axe is for combining with the other weapons eventually as well. So not exactly the same, a little bit different, but I do like how this one, you can, as I said, just get there and attach that to the end, and there you go. Now you can attack with a bit of power. Switching gears now to Leonardo, who is of course the Blue Ranger, because it just makes sense. And again, proportionally, I think the helmet works really nice with a turtle head in that helmet. And again, you can see the red glowy eyes on the visor. And now, of course, it is Triceratops, not Mastodon. So not as much sculpted detail as the Mastodon, but not necessary, because up top, you can see the 3 horns of the Triceratops in that nice chrome, which is a nice contrast to the blue, as well as the little yellow eyes as well shining through there. So again, very nice helmet all the way around. A little bit glossy under my bright white lights here on the review table, but still looking really good. So if I bring him back round and get him here in the middle and bring in a nice side by side, you have your options, because of course we get a Leonardo Portrait as well, who's a little bit more mean mugging than Donatello, a little bit more serious this expression, but he is the leader. He's ready for business. You can see he's sort of scowling with the creases on the eyebrows, sort of where the eyebrows would be, at least not on a turtle, but the eyes are a little bit more meaner, and I like the expression. You can even see the bandana as well sticking through at the back. back. So again, a little different color. The greens do not match as well, which is unique to the Turtles, which I like. So overall, you have options. Again, it's going to be hard to choose which to display as. Going back to the figure, just like Donatello, Leonardo cuts a mean silhouette, especially when you have the weapons harnessed on his back there as well. And if I zoom in, you can see how the weapon harness works, where both swords will literally fit in there very nicely, very snug. They are not coming out. You can see the little holes. So as I said, both swords will go in there. Very nice, pretty good. And while we're zoomed in here, let's have a look. You can actually see the Triceratops coin on both of these swords, as well as a little bit of chrome detail as well. And again, chrome blades too. Overall, very nice sculpted sort of shell as well. A little bit of paint scuff there, disappointing, but overall nicely sculpted. You got the armbands, that same sort of shell that Donatello had. It is literally, they're literally the same figure, people, just repainted, of course. That's obvious, but we're not mad about it. They are for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle brothers. Just like Donatello, we get the very nice morpher on the front, which again, if you look closely, I don't know if it will focus on camera, but you can see a tiny little Triceratops sort of sculpted power coin on the morpher. You get the diamond on the front, again, the diamonds on both of the wrists, and then again, diamonds down here on the feet as well. And again, completely pinless figure, aesthetically very pleasing, not limited with articulation, and we will get to articulation shortly. But yeah, overall, very nice figure. So he, of course, comes with two swords, of course, but that we know, but he does have two gripping hands to hold the swords very nicely. And again, combine that with the articulation, you're going to be able to create some very nice poses. He also comes with a set of fisted hands and a set of open palm, more expressive hands. So basically, Leonardo and Donatello both come with the same 3 sets of hands. And finally, Leo also comes with an effect piece for his weapon. This time it's a little bit harder to see as it's a translucent light blue lightning effect piece that wraps around one of the swords. Now we only get one effect piece considering he has 2 swords, so that's disappointing. It would have been nice to get 2, but it is an effect piece we've seen before in the Lightning Collection, so you may already have another one, and it creates very much a charged up sword quite effect, and I quite like it. I think it works very well for a pose. And what's nice about Leo is that the wrists for the sword holding hands actually have up and down hinges, so you can get him into some great poses. And talking about hinges, let's get into articulation. As these are technically the same figure, I'm only going to go through articulation just once, as they both have the same range. So I've brought back in the best turtle to show you exactly that. So firstly, the shoulders will go way past 90. There is also a bicep swivel just above the gold there, and a very nice double jointed elbow. We can literally touch his head, and a hinge in all of the wrists. There's a great butterfly joint as well, so you can get a lot of motion forward even with the shell there, and the same going back. There is like a tight dip in the shell, like in the curvature of the sculpt, to allow you to go back. So a great range in the butterfly joint, the side to side, so that's really nice. And then the body itself is sort of hidden behind the shell, but it's split in 3 from the waist, like a middle torso and then upper torso. So the 2 up top, you're not going to get a lot of range apart from tilt because of the shell, but under here, that white belt very cleverly hides the cut in the waist. So you do, of course, get waist swivel there, and then as well as a lot of wiggle because there is a ball joint there. The legs go great. Look at that. He can literally, turtles can do the splits, but they're ninjas, so why not? So that is perfect range. Can't get better than that. Legs go really far forward, not so much back, but there is a big shell in the way. There is a swivel up here at the thigh, so there's a thigh cut. Nice double jointed knee, which works really well. Like, he can kick his own shell, no problem at all. There is a boot swivel as well, hidden in the design of the boot, and then a nice ankle pivot and rocker. So considering this is a turtle, this is a very nicely articulated Power Ranger turtle. Great range, and combine that with the accessories and the weapons, these are going to make for an epic display. And for my first comparison, would you look at this? Childhood dreams coming true in plastic. What would you get if you crossed Donatello the Turtle with the Black Ranger? Well, of course, you'd get Donatello the Black Ranger, and now we have all 3 represented on the shelf. So this is, of course, the Neca Toon Turtle from the Turtles in Disguise, and then the Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. So, of course, they're from different worlds, but this version will fit very nicely in a Lightning Collection display all the same. So I can have my turtles represented in multiple places. So yeah, it's just great seeing all of these on the shelf together. It's literally that. And of course, we can do the exact same with Leo. So here we have Leonardo from the Neca Turtles, and then Billy from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Lightning Collection. And again, it's an amalgamation of the two, and you get our blue Turtle Ranger. So the blues are a slightly different shade, which is fine. It's easy to match black, black and black, but blue, we've got a slightly lighter blue here for Leonardo, but I don't mind it at all. But again, it's just great to see these in plastic. And now we'll look at just the Power Rangers, and again, these scale really nicely together. Of course, the Turtles are proportionally just a little bit taller than your average teenager in a Power Ranger outfit. So again, I think these will fit perfectly together on a Lightning Collection display. They're Lightning Collection. And now just the Turtles, and you can see I've changed the portraits on the Rangers now as well, so you can see the comparison. And again, it's such a beautiful sight. Like, it is really great to see the Turtles as the Power Rangers. And would you look at this glorious sight? Here we have all of the Turtle Power Rangers together with Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello and Michelangelo looking great. So of course, keep an eye out for all of my reviews on the channel. But of course, this team isn't complete because we still need to add the Pink Ranger, which is April O'Neil. And again, would you look at that? These are going to display so nice on the shelf, and these figures are honestly amazing. Believe the hype. Here we have the Neca cartoon shredder, which doesn't scale too bad with these Rangers, and I actually think they will work in some sort of amalgamation display. But of course, what happens if Shredder got hold of the dragon coin? He would of course become the evil Green Ranger Shredder, and that's exactly what we got here in the Lightning Collection. And again, he scales beautifully with the Turtle Rangers, as he should be a little bit more taller, a little bit more imposing, and that's exactly what we got here. So I can't wait to build some displays with these guys. He really is the cherry on top. I also sort of think that these Neca cartoon foot soldiers work with these Power Ranger Turtles, as proportionally they're not out of scale, they're sort of there because they are robots that are a little bit awkward looking, so you could definitely pose these up for a nice display. So yeah, I don't think they're too bad at all. But if you prefer your average Power Ranger fodder villains, and of course, here we have the Putty Patrollers compared to the Power Ranger Turtles. Here we have the Lightning Collection Goldar with the wings, that again scales great with these guys. Here we have Lord Zed and Rita from the Lightning Collection, which do appear in the comic, and their character designs don't scale too far away from what we see here, so these will definitely work in a display. We also see Rocksteady and Bebop in the comic, so here we have the Neca cartoon versions, and again, proportionally, I think they scale pretty well compared to the Turtle Rangers, and the colours ain't too bad either, so you could definitely fudge it. Here we have another good guy that appears in the comics with Casey Jones. Now this is of course the Neca cartoon version, which sort of works, but I would like to see Lightning Collection approach this character. I think he'd be really nice. Also in the comics, since the Turtles get the power coins and become the Power Rangers, the actual Power Rangers sort of take on the ninja role, and they have their own ninja uniform. So obviously it doesn't exactly match these Ninjetti figures I've got here. And of course that's Adam, not Zach, who Zach is the one in the comic. But still, you sort of get what I'm going for here. These Ninja Rangers do sort of fit in scale and could work on a display with these Lightning Collection Turtles too. Wrapping up the comparisons just for fun, here's a couple of Marvel Legends, of course. So here we have Tigra and Frogman. And last but definitely not least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So final thoughts as they spin around the rotating base. I am honestly very impressed by these figures. It was the first 2-pack I opened, and then as I started reviewing these, I started opening the others, and yeah, they're just so nice. These figures are completely pinless, aesthetically really pleasing, and so accurate to what you see in the comic pages. And just think, the comic crossover only debuted in December of 2019, so only just over 2 years ago, and we already have these figures on our shelves in our collection. So I'm very glad I waited to get all of them before I started opening them, because I would have just been itchy and eager to get the rest. So now they're all here, I can get them all open and put them on the shelf straight away. Definitely a very nice side addition to the Lightning Collection, but I do think you can fudge in some of those Neca cartoon figures in there as well, depending if you want to display or take pictures. But I am very happy with these Turtles. I sort of want another set just to display the other portraits, but maybe that's a bit stupid. But still, you let me know what you think in the comments below. Is Donatello the best turtle? Of course he is. That was a trick question. But let me know what you think of these Power Ranger Turtles. Do you have them yet? Are you on the fence? Did I convince you to buy them? Honestly, if you're a Power Ranger fan and a Turtle fan, even if you've not read the comic, you should pick these up. And also go and read the comic. It's only like a one trade. It's very simple, easy, friendly read, and lots of Easter eggs as well from both Turtle and Power Ranger lore. So if you like Mighty Morphin and I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is a no-brainer. Go and buy them. Let me know what you think. Check out the videos tab. Keep an eye on the channel for the rest of the reviews of these Rangers. And of course, stick on the round and please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Much, much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And I'm on Twitter as well. Tweet me, Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W. And I will, of course, see you on the next one.